Good morning, beautiful people. Good morning, good morning. Let's kill the markets this morning. Let's kill the markets. So I just got to the charts now. What am I looking at? Let me do this. Right. Oh, let me do this. Let's run through the charts real quick. So, a quick breakdown. So, the reason why I have all of these charts here is just to tell me the weakness and the strength of every single pair. So, what I've noticed this morning is that looking at Euro USD, first of all, the DXY. Why do I look at the DXY? The DXY just tells me the strength of the dollar and what exactly to expect, whether we risk on or risk off. So, sorry about that. Uh, yeah, so what we are going to be doing, let me do this actually. Okay, so what we are looking at right now is the dollar on the 4H. So as you can see, we had this big push up to the end of last week, and now you can see we're in a mini range, right? However, what I do want you guys to note is this right here, is the fact that price right now is still in a bearish movement on the dollar. So I am expecting more downward movement today. So that should be our what we're looking out for is a break below this, and if we do get a decent break below that, we can then continue selling the dollar or buying alternative pairs such as Euro USD, GBP USD. Now I do want to mention we are on a bank holiday, so I did check the news today. Let me just go back over. I do see that we have some Euro news now in a half an hour's time, and then at 10 o'clock standard South African time too. So what I do want to just keep an eye out for that news, but I do see that we are on a bank holiday for pound. Overall, I do see that the pound is really strong. So I was looking for buys above this level or buys even into this level, just because there's so much sell stops above this, or even stop loss placements above this for people who's trading in this range, people who do buys and things like that. So let me add that and change the color blue. So the reason why I made that blue is just for the simple sake of this is actually the higher low that's holding this right there. Okay, that's holding this high, but I do want to denote this as a strong level in the market. So yeah, let's go, baby. Let's see what USD JPY is looking like. So uh there is this right here in the market that looks like a free trading range. However, what I do want to note, guys, is that overall, last week, the whole of last week, JPY was quite weak. How do I know that? Look at all of the JPY pairs. So look at Euro. Even before we get there, look at this. Look at the weakness in the Japanese yen. Look at the weakness in the yen. Go to AJ. Look at this. So because even Australian dollar is very weak, this is in the range, because the reason why this is in the range is because both currencies are quite weak. Get CAD, JPY, flying whole week of last week. What I can see though now is that there is a bit of a trickle down effect in most JPY pairs. So I do think even here, I do think there is a slight gain in strength on JPY pairs. So there is a possibility that with dollar expected weakness combined with expected strength on JPY or on the yen, what we can then see is price then coming down. You can see that here. Looking at this, we broke this key level in the market on the 4H. So what is more likely to happen to this specific candle right here? To me, what's more likely to happen is for this candle to then turn bearish one more time and then continue. Okay, but we can only trade what we see before we go down to the 15M. We'll go there now. Okay. Uh Going down to USD CHF. So we know that dollar is we expecting weakness on dollar unless we break above this key level right here. We're expecting expecting weakness until we break above this key level, right? We're holding below with this big wick. So we're expecting dollar weakness, meaning sell US dollar, uh buy everything else, right? So looking at USD CHF, USD Swiss franc, okay? What I can see here is that we hit this key level, taking it out. Now I do want to say that this is actually structure that's holding price in a sell biased market. So what I do want you guys to note is that if we are buying into here, but I would not want to buy this just plainly based on the fact that we're looking at a kind of a USD. What you can see on the USD, what I'm kind of conflicted about is the fact that we're holding this right here and we're holding it strong. So if we are going down to the 15 minute and we're playing with it and there's enough space here to actually get buys in, then we can possibly look for buys on this specific pair, okay? But I'm not completely keen on doing that. Then we're looking at AUD, USD. So as I mentioned, AUD, the Australian dollar is quite weak, or it has been quite weak. Just look at this. Look at this. Tumbling. Okay, tumbling. Whole of last week, whole of previous week. Okay, the reason why this is like this, as I mentioned before, AJ, it's because of both of it being quite weak. So therefore, it goes into a range, and then you can see it tumbling. Okay, so with AUD USD, we are in quite a bit of a range. Now, this range is quite huge. I am expecting dollar weakness. However, I'm not too sure if AUD is going to give me enough strength. But looking at this, they could be looking at like most of the AUD pairs. There is a bit of strength stepping into the market on AUD specifically on the last couple of 4 hour candles. So there is a possibility that we can look for buys today higher, looking at this as break even and then that as possibly just TP level. So but we're gonna be taking TP way ahead of that, just based on intraday sells, okay, or intraday buys. Let's go to USD CAD. Okay, that's ranging. I'm not looking at this at all. USD CAD can come off the list. Euro pound. Euro pound. So we did say we expecting JPY strength to kick in. What is the euro doing? Let me see what the euro is doing. Do we have a strong euro? Okay, the euro odd, that looks a bit strong. It looks like it's starting to gain some strength over euro CAD. Euro CHF range bound, slightly weak. Okay, so I don't think I'm gonna be looking at euro page just because I'm quite conflicted with it. So because I'm quite conflicted about exactly what's going on with euro pairs, I'm gonna take euro pound and euro USD off the trade list for today. Okay, let's look at pound JPY. So you can see we in quite a bit of a push. What you can expect is possibly a pullback to then go higher, but because it is a bank holiday, as I mentioned, I'm not too sure if GBP is going to move that much, or if the Great British Pound is going to move that much. So let's keep our eye on AUD USD. Keep our eye on USD CHF. This is quite a contradictory pair. Let's check what CHF is doing. Let's check what CHF is doing. So CHF is actually looking quite weak. It's looking quite weak. This pullback here. Overall, we're in an uptrend, but just basing it off from this pullback and these kind of wicks. Let's check the intraday basis as to what's going on CHF actually. So you can see we're making lower highs in the market. Let me see CAD, CHF. So you can see CAD is starting also to push up. So there is quite a bit. Let me check Euro CHF too. Starting to push up, starting to push up. So there is CHF weakness, but then at the same time, if we are expecting if we are expecting USD weakness, which is kind of contradictory to what we've seen on the 15 minute, just because of we can really reach here because of this level just being held, as I mentioned on the 4H, this key level right here, the green line, is being held, and there's a huge possibility that we can go to the upside. So yes, intraday wise, we can expect price to move up on USD CHF. USD CHF. What I okay, I think I'm going to be removing USD CHF because I'm quite conflicted with that. Let's keep an eye on USD JPY. Why? Why do I? Why would I want to pick USD JPY? Because, as I mentioned, look at this. At the same time, you also need to take into consideration it's Monday today. It's quite early, so yeah. Let's keep a level head at the start of the week. There's still a whole week to trade, okay? But I'm looking to get into the market today to see if we can do something. Looking at Euro USD, it looks like the dollar is quite strong right now, or it's pushing higher at least. So yeah, USD JPY is in a key level right now. USD Swiss franc is in a key level. I think there is a big possibility that US Swiss franc can go higher. I'm actually really liking AUD USD. I'm really liking AUD USD. So let's keep an eye on this. If we break below this, what that then means is that 15-minute structure is to the downside. Let me see. If we break below this here, that means 15-minute structure is to the downside too. Let me check. Okay. I think we can look for buys on Swiss franc. I definitely think we can look for buys on Swiss franc actually. We're in a 4H key level. We're within a 4H key level. Drop down to the 15M. Keep an eye on this right here. Okay, USD CAD is completely out. I will be keeping an eye on AUD possibly for sells into this right here, into what is this? 77, probably 77,050. If we get a break below this level here. So you can see what has happened is, as I mentioned, AUD has been quite weak. AUD has been quite weak. I can see that dollar, the US dollar is gaining strength right now. So this is a level in the market where price has not broken above for quite a while, since about 6:15 South African Standard Time. So that's quite a while. That's probably about almost more than 2 hours, close to 3 hours actually. So if we break below here, what you can then, if we break below here with this candle, get a decent momentum candle below this level, what we can then expect is a wick on the 15-minute, and then we can enter it down to then see if we can take profit here, securing profit at about 1 to 1, going break even, and then securing profit at 1 to 2, and then riding the trade out. Okay. It's quite cold in Cape Town. What? It's quite cold in Cape Town. Okay, this is good too, because you can see that price had let's take this off. So just looking at it from a 15-minute perspective, price had created a level in the market. Price broke above that level. We retested this level. Price created a level in the market right here where we failed to break above for quite a while. We're now breaking above it. What does that mean? That means that we can expect price to push higher, possibly into here. Okay. somewhere range. Okay, that's what we can expect on that specific pair. AUD USD. AUD USD. Come on, break this, break this. Don't. I like AUD USD a bit more just because of the AUD weakness, and then what we can see is USD strength too. So if we can just get a break below this key level right here, this will be really nice. Let's do this. Okay, that is momentum right there. Let's do this. Uh, so what you can see is I like the 1 minute to be on this side. I'm not too sure what exactly it is, but I like the 1 minute to be on this side. But then where's my drawings now? Clearly it's on this side. Okay, what I do think is you can expect price to break below here just because of dollar strength. Why is my drawings not showing on everything? So what you can do is possibly enter at this region right here, place your stops above there, but a 6 pip stop loss. That's quite conservative. Let's do this. And then go for about the 1 to 2. There's that, and then there's also let's do this. Where's USD JPY? USD JPY is also looking quite decent. So you can see the 1 minute has formed a good trend, a really, really good trend. And then you also have on the 15 minute all of this to play with. So what you can do on USD JPY is do this. 3 pip stop. All we're doing now is we're just expecting, so we can go for 1 to 3 here. Can actually take it all the way up to this level. All you're expecting is that the next candle is going to be bullish, and that the next candle is going to give you enough momentum to, let me see, this thing actually needs to move here. USD JPY, we have 1%. This is a okay for safety purposes. Let's put it below this level. So that's a 4 pip stop, right? 4 pip stop. Okay, so that's 6.85. Okay. I thought I placed it clearly. 19.75. So the reason why I like okay, this is, just delete that. That did not even bother doing anything. So you can see now pre-London strength is coming in the market. I think I need to get to the market a bit earlier. So I think I'm gonna start my trading sessions at about why are these things not showing up on both screens? It's a problem, eh? So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to start showing up a bit earlier just to okay. I can take GBP, JPY so off. So what we basically just looking at USD pairs right now. So I'm looking for this next 15 minutes to create a wick. And then once the wick is created, what you can then see is price going higher, okay? You need the next candle to push bullish before it can actually enter, hence entering with a buy stop. So I'm not exactly into the trade yet. That's a buy stop set, 0.5%. So as I mentioned, we on the road. So the title of this is on the road to, or the road to prop firm challenge. So I'm just documenting. That's all I'm doing. I'm documenting. Okay. What you can see here. So what we can see on GBP, as I mentioned, GBP strength is quite. The pound is quite strong in this market for some reason. The pound is really strong in this market. It is really strong. So all we're looking for is actually buys on pound pairs. You should be looking for buys at least. That's what I should say. Even though we're in a range here, even though we're in a range here, what I could see happening is a breakout or a fake out and then possibly coming back in just to take out stops. But I can definitely see what I can definitely see is this. Let me use my highlighter tool. This right here, all of this getting taken out over the next day or two, possibly. Now, I'm not a genie. I don't know exactly what is going to happen with price, but this is just my point of view and what I'm seeing. Just because I think a lot of people has buy stops here, so I see price taking this out and then possibly coming back in to then basically just grab stops and then continue going up. But I do see pound going up for quite a while. I do see pound going up for quite a while. Okay, so if this closes like this, what that then means is that we delete the cells, the buy stop, sorry, and then we just move on and we keep an eye on the next pair. Okay. If we get a strong, okay, so I think that I might have been bamboozled by by USD, thinking that it's gonna go up. But what you can see here is that on the 15-minute, as long as we stay below this level on the 15-minute, we still sell biased. Okay, so I'm not gonna go against my bias anymore. So I'm Dixie down, so USD down, and USD down, AUD. What did I say AUD was? I think I said AUD was. Let's look at this. Does seem like AUD is starting to gain a bit of strength intraday wise. Does seem like AUD is gaining a bit of strength taken out. So AUD intraday wise is gaining strength. So there's a possibility that if this closes anything above this right here, we can then look for buys based on the fact that we're in an uptrend while we're in an uptrend intraday, because we took out these levels. Now, yes, I do know that people say, oh, structure, structure, structure. But look at this. Okay, this is a management level, right? What I will use this as right here, because we are still sell biased. According to structure, we sell biased until we break this, right? Let me change this to green. So we sell biased until we break this. So what do? If you get into a trade, if you get into a trade here, you need to be break even before you get there. Okay. And if you are not break even before you get there, what what does that mean? You simply just don't take the trade. It's that simple. It's that simple. But for me, right now, what I'm seeing is buy bias. We in a seller's market, but there is a possibility of getting a buy, just anticipating that this is going to be a bit of a hole in the market. And once we break this hole, we can then continue higher. Okay, we can then look at further take profits in this region or even higher because of the 4H. So what I mentioned is 4H momentum, weak creation, and then continuation. Okay, 4H momentum, weak creation, and continuation. Just remember that. Sounds quite dope. 4H creation, weak, or 4H momentum, weak creation, and continuation. Okay, so I'm hoping that on the 15M that we can get a bit of a engulfing above this wick. So what that means is we made on lower time frames, even within the candlestick. What we then did was we made equal lows, meaning we failed to break the low, and now we're making a new high. So that means we can then look for buys. Okay, with this I'm just not doing anything. And then with USD JPY, let me delete that because I deleted it. Let me delete this, delete that, go to the higher time frame. What does it look like? There's still a big possibility that this thing falls. And what I'm seeing on DXY, I think this thing will fall. Okay, I literally do think this thing will fall. Yeah, guys, we in this. I don't care how much people really view this. My goal for this is just to kind of have my journey, uh to have my journey, how would I put it, just documented. That's all it is. Have my journey documented. And if I can do that, oh, that's perfect, mate. That is quite perfect. So what we expecting now, simply is you want price to pull back on the 1 minute, pull back, and then we can get in on a buy. So what I do now is I note this, and then we do this right here. Okay, we do that right there. So why is this line not showing? That's a bit funny, isn't it? Okay, it doesn't seem like we're gonna. Let's hope that we get a wick. If we don't get a wick, then I don't think it's possible for us to get in. Okay. Okay, so we're zeroing in on AUD USD. If we can get a bit of a wick, let me change this side to the 1 minute. So as you can see, structure was broken, right? Structure was broken as indicated on the 15 minute. Like I mentioned, without even looking at the 1 minute, structure was broken. So yeah, let's hope that before we get into this region here that we can actually get a trade. But it doesn't. I think AUD might have just left us behind, but it's fine. It's fine. It's fine, mate. It really is fine. Okay. If AUD leaves us behind, it's completely fine, guys. It's completely fine. Okay. There's that push that we were expecting. There's that push. Okay. Let's check USD. So this thing should be coming down now. Yep. If we break below this, if we break below this level right here, where we failed to break below for quite a while after this push, what we can then, let me adjust this actually to here. What we can then start to see is price breaking down and continuing downwards. Okay, so we need this 15-minute candle to close now to then see price come back, create a wick, and then we can go down. Okay, USD CHF, I didn't see anything there, so we can't do anything. Let's take that off. Pound, man. Pound. There should have been a buy stop right there. There should have been a buy stop right there, actually. Like, but okay, that is what it is. Everything's just flying, guys. Everything is flying. It's fine. It's fine. We will find something. We will find something. I know USD CAD's completely out of view for today. Let's check Euro USD. Even Euro USD created a double bottom on the 15M, and then now we're moving based from this weak rejection. So we had this push down, we had a weak rejection, or not a weak rejection, a strong push up. What do you then expect after a strong push up for the next candle to be? Bullish, okay. But I'm quite hacked at the fact that I didn't see this. I wasn't monitoring this. That's where you would have had your buy stop. Probably have your SL below this level right here that was created. And then you'll be able to get the break even right there, and you can take it higher. As I mentioned, I do expect, but then this is a bank holiday on on pound. Okay, there we go. There might be a trade on USD JPY. There might be a trade in the next 15 minutes on USD JPY. Yes, sir. Come on, USD. Push, push, push. USD JPY needs to push. AUD looking like I'm trying to stay away from it right now. Mate. USD JPY is actually looking like something can actually happen here. We need a break below the ski level on the 1M that's holding structure. So you can see that this is the last higher low before pushing to this higher high. Once this gets broken and the 15M closes below, we in, and we're going to be moving, mate. We're going to be moving. Keep an eye on Dixie. As I mentioned with DXY, we bearish until we close above here. If we close above here, that's when we're changing our bias. That's the only time you're changing your bias, okay? That is the only time we're changing our bias. I was thinking of doing some backtesting sessions too, where I just backtest live. So I don't know. You guys must let me know if you guys want that, because I know a lot of people like myself is not in a community. You're not in any specific community where you have any structured how would I put it, where you have any structured cause, or you have anything that's like where there's a community helping you out and things like that. So I'm just trying to build something where I'm here doing it and you can see that I'm doing it, and then when you on your end you can do the exact same. Do you know what I mean? So that's what I'm really looking at. I'm looking at doing like back testing, obviously the live trading like I'm doing now, watching the charts, seeing if we get any live trade. Hopefully we can get something on USD JPY. I'm not trying to just enter on anything. So yeah, that's what we're looking at. And if we can get something like that, that will be awesome. If we can get a community going where you constantly growing, you know what I mean, you adjust into your specific strategy. You don't have to trade what I trade, you don't have to do the exact same, but what you can then do is you can back this with me daily. You can see, okay, no, this is what your specific strategy does over about like 100 trades or something like that. And once you understand what your specific strategy does over 100 trades, you can then adjust your risk. You know your win percentage, or you know your win percentage, you know your win rate. So you know that you win 40% or 50% of the time, and you know that, look, this is my risk to reward. If I am going for a prop firm challenge, like the way I am, what specifically, what what risk percentage do I have to use? If I use 1%, is it gonna be worth it, or is it gonna be good for me to use 1%? Because does my strategy tell me that I can lose 10 in a row? You know what I mean? A lot of people don't want to live with knowing what their strategy does. And I think that's why they don't want to put in the work. I can speak for myself, a lot of people, including me. I did not want to know what my specific strategy does, like in terms of numbers, because I was so afraid of actually saying, okay, no, because I'm a very like logical person. When the numbers are presented to me, I have to agree with it because numbers are facts. Do you know what I mean? So if if I know that I'll win 45% of the time, and I know that for instance I have a 1 to 3 risk to reward, I know that over a huge amount of time I can make good gains. Okay, I can make really really good gains, but at the same time, if I lose 3 in a row, how is it not only gonna affect my P&L, how is it gonna affect my mental state? And once you know what like how you're going to act in those type of moments, you can then adjust to either zero point 0.5, 0.25. And I can tell you that okay, I can't say that every strategy works because I don't really know, but most strategies does work. It's just the person who's actually controlling the risk. So you can't go on a 1 minute chart, trade in 1 minute, knowing that, look, my win rate is not that high. If you have a 30% win rate with a 1 to 3, at the end of the month you can still be profitable depending on how much trades you take, uh depending on how you actually enter that market. So you know that you have 10% to play with at most prop firms. I do see these prop firms coming out of the water now with 12% drawdown and things like that. But what I do want to mention is, if you know that there's 10% to play with, what don't just go with 1% because everybody's saying risk 1%. What you need to do is adjust for your specific strategy. And when you can do that, when you adjust for your specific strategy, that's when you can now say, okay, no, look, I know over 100 trades, I can do this. So let me adjust my risk to a point where I know that I'm gonna be safe taking so much trades. If I want to take 20 trades over the month, if I want to take one trade a day, I know that if I take 0.5% every day, one trade a day, I'll be able to trade every single day of this month. Do you know what I mean? So that's the way I look at it. That's the way I'm going into it. So there is also that factor where a lot of people will say I wouldn't lose 10 trades in a row. I know myself, I don't think I'd lose 10 trades in a row. Uh yeah, I don't think I'd lose 10 trades in a row. In all honesty, I honestly don't think I'd lose 10 trades in a row. So I can go 1%, but then at the same time, if I'm risking 1% a day, I'm only taking one trade a day. So I'd rather go 0.5%, take 2 trades a day until 5%, and then after that, we have 5% to play with because we know that we're in profit. And even if we end on 1% for that specific month, we're in profit, and the prop firm will more than likely give you a free retry. Speaking about FTMO, speaking about funding talent, I'm not too sure, I'm not too clued up with too many other prop firms. But speaking about those type of prop firms, you can what you can expect a retry if you end in profit, so you should be fine. uh yeah, so that's what we're looking at. We're more than likely looking at, okay, perfect. So what just happened is we broke below this level that we failed to break above, but break below for quite a while. What you can then do now is look at this and you can say, okay, this is the low. I do want to leave this there. I'm hoping that we can move up for a bit, get a wick, meaning we get a lower high here on the 1 minute before continuing down. I don't want price to just continue down. Please don't just continue down. What I can do, I can get out the short tool, place the short right here at 705 because I like round numbers. Uh, 5 pip, stop, and then take this down. Okay, oh mate, this thing's not going up. This thing's really not going up. Okay, this thing is not going to go up to create a wick. That means I can't get in. It's gonna be a problem. But there's more than enough to get to break even in and around this region here. There's more than enough room. But this thing's not going to up to. This would have been a brilliant trade because we can really just take this thing down and ride it down for a good percentage gain. I think we could even do like a 1 to 5 if we could have gotten in. I think this is highly probable that this could happen. I think this right here is highly probable. I would have liked a week. I think I can still take a week in the next 5 minutes or so. If price can just wake up, hold this level here, and then from there we can then move along. Let's check AUD USD. Very okay. AUD USD is now in a range. I'm gonna stay away from AUD USD. Swiss franc, we're not doing anything. I'm telling you, I'm so hacked at the fact that this thing did not. Yeah, man. This is what trading is about. Most of trading is just sitting and waiting for the opportunity to come to you. And the best thing about this trade is if you look at it, let's leave that on the 15. Let's go this side to the 4H, right? If you look at it, what you're now expecting, as I mentioned earlier, you have this key level in the market. We broke below it. Momentum, as I mentioned. So we broke out momentum. Momentum we created and then continuation. And I think we can continue it into this region here at least. Just because look at this 4H. There's so much buyers in here, there's no sellers. Even if we go to the 15M, okay, what I can just do is just actually do this, click here. Look at this. Look at all of this. Okay, so what you're looking at right here is you're looking at this level. And then afterwards, you can see in and around here, that's where price could then. I hope I can get into this trade. I certainly hope I can get into this trade. This will be a lovely trade if we can get in. Honestly, if we can just get into this trade. Let me delete this for now because we're not in. That's 15M. Go to 1M. See exactly what's happening. Let's monitor this. So this goes there. If we can get a retest, create a wick. So you can see this is a level in the market that we failed to break below for quite a while. Look at all of this since 8 o'clock. So for an hour, we failed to break below that for an hour, right? And I think that's the wick where you would like to enter. What I'm looking for now is on the 1M. Let me use this tool simply just to pull back into that region for retest, and then we can see price go down. Okay, so I'm looking for that wick to be created on the 15 minute. So exactly the same what is happening on the 4H. I'm looking for this wick to be created right here, and then from there for price to then continue down. That's what I'm looking for, guys. If that does not happen, we don't have a trade. and I'll be happy with the fact that I'm I'm really just sitting on my laurels and waiting for a trade for a appropriate setup. Okay, I'll be happy with that. I'll honestly just be happy with that. This right here is not looking the best for our entry, guys. It's not looking the best for our entry, but it's completely fine. It is completely fine. This would have been a great trade. This would have been a great trade. Honestly, this would have been a really good trade. Let's check what AUD USD is doing. Okay, it's moving higher. Euro USD, pound. I think our only trade right now is with in confluence with higher time frames would be this specific trade based on the fact that this right here we broke this higher low, we broke it. So what you can now expect is hopefully price gives us a wick right here, then we can enter that sell stop and hope that price goes back bearish within this 15-minute candle. That's all it is, mate. That's all it is. That's honestly all it is. And then what I will be looking for is an entry in and around this blue level with a stop above this high. So 4 pip stop, because I'm expecting us to create a new lower high right here. So you can actually go with a 2.5 or 3 pip stop, but for safety purposes, let's go with a 4 pip stop. 4 pip stop, and we should be good. Let's create that wick. Let's create. Come on. Doesn't really seem like we're gonna create that wick, guys. Do you see what I'm talking about? So this is what I'm talking about. This 15 minute is bullish. What is the next candle more likely to be? Probably bullish. That's all it is. It's not rocket science, guys. It's honestly not rocket science. Really ain't. So yeah, man. Hence me saying, okay, we had a breakout, fake out, right? Taking out these lows that we didn't take out for quite a while. What do you then expect? You kind of expect the next candle to close bearish, and if it doesn't, oh well. As I mentioned, let's get this break and retest right here. We can then pop our sell stop in. We have our sell stop there. We have our SL right in and around here, 750 region, 109 750 region, and we take this pair down. We drive this pair down, man. Let's drive this pair down. AUD USD looking like it's breaking these highs. Yep. So Marcelino, what happens if this candle closes bullish? If this candle closes bullish, you simply just wait, man. You simply just wait. That's all it is. And you monitor structure on the 1M2. That's all it is. I mean, 4H is showing that there's possibility of downside. So you see this move right here, this move with momentum, that's a huge possibility of downside. That's the 4H candle breaking this region that I think we didn't break it for. Let me be exact. So when we created it, so we pulled back 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 7 times 4. That's more than a day. That's like 28 hours, I think, or it can't be 28. 4, 8, 12, 16, 18, 16, 20, 24. Oh, it is 28 hours. 28 hours. And then we finally broke it after 28 hours of just holding this level, a whole day of just holding this level. We finally broke it, right? And we broke it with decent momentum too. So I'm expecting a bit of a movement to the downside on the 4H. That's exactly what I'm expecting. And if it doesn't happen, oh well. As you can see, we got a retest on this. Oh mate, let's add this stop, the sell stop. We're going with the 4 pip. So I'm doing a sell stop in around 705. 4 pip stop. 4 pip stop is 745. And this is only valid for the next minute and a half, I think. Let me see. 6.85. Didn't order. Sell stop. 9.705. That's right. 9.745. Okay, if this candle doesn't turn bearish, then we delete in the stop order, okay? You're looking for 1 to 1 when we get here. Okay, that's good. That's good. What I do want to note is this area right here, all of these wicks. All of those wicks, and you can take that down to about there, right? Ish. Yeah, man, we're gonna have to delete this. This is shitty, actually. This is quite shitty. Just look at this candle. So we have to delete it because the expectation was for this to be bearish, because that is bearish. Flipping hell, man. Uh, yeah. So that's deleted. We need this candle to then be bearish below this level, and then we can intend on the next candle. Actually, what we can do is, because this is a key level in the market, let's adjust this to about 700. I mean, I'm expecting this thing to continue down, in all honesty. So what you can do is, I've never done this before in my back testing, so I'm not too sure if it is gonna work. No, let's not do anything that we haven't back tested yet. Let's not do anything that we haven't back tested. I'm not gonna do that. The reason why I'm on a live is to be held accountable by more than one person. So I'm not gonna do something that I wouldn't do just to find a trade for YouTube. Come on, man. Come on, man. Come on. Can't be doing that. Honestly, can't be doing that. Yes, sir. Let's get it. Let's get it. Let's get it. AUD USD look like it closed really, really nice, actually. And it left a wick. And now we're gonna go higher. Look at this. Closed above this level. Clean. So you're expecting price to continue higher. That's what you're expecting. At least to give you a break even. But then at the same time, as I mentioned, the reason why I wouldn't take this is because of this. You can't enter within. There's no way I'm entering in a lower high. Yep, that's correct. Lower high, because it's lower lows, lower high. I'm not entering in a lower high. Doesn't matter if this thing continue or not. There's no way I'm doing that. Wowza. Would you look at that? USD cat tumbling. There's completely nothing I could do about this. It's not on the watch list for today. There might have been something you could have done about that though. But it is what it is, mate. And as I mentioned, there's the break retest on the 1 minute. Now we didn't get in because you expecting this 15M to continue bearish. Did it continue bearish? No, it did not. It completely didn't. Which is a ton of bullshit, actually. A ton of bullshit. I hope that this 15M candle doesn't push too much. So when the next 15M candle comes, I mean, I still have about a hour and a half worth of trading, or like until 11 o'clock South African Standard Time. I still have that amount of time to actually find a trade. And if I don't, then oh well, there's tomorrow, there's Wednesday, there's Thursday, Friday, even. Bro, there's more than enough time. More than enough time. We're getting that breakout on USD JPY. We're getting that breakout on USD JPY. What you guys also need to start doing is taking note of candle lows and highs. Why? So you can see what we were doing was we were making highs, right? And then after that, what happened was simply we pushed down, we made a higher, but then this low was lower than that low and lower than all of these lows. So what that simply means, without even having to go down to lower time frames, what that means is that we just made a new lower low. You know what I mean? And then you look at this, okay, we made a lower high, lower low, without even looking at this 1M time frame. So if we make a lower high here and we make a lower low, the trend is continuing. Do you know what I mean? But then you need this candle to still break these lows here just to show that on the 15M to close below these lows, just to show that there's continued momentum to the downside. You don't want to be entering the market where there's no momentum. Do you know what I mean? So here you can see we made a double bottom. Look at the 1M double bottom. You don't trade double bottoms as reversals on these lower time frames. What you just do is you take note of them to say, okay, look, there's a possibility that structure might just change when we get above here. But then this is where you will say, okay, no, there's a ton of bearish or bullish pressure in the market when price breaks above here. Do you know what I mean? So this is something that you want to happen. You want this to happen. So yeah, just a bit of a heads up. Pound is gaining so much. Okay, so this is really good actually. If we can get a close on this, where's that thing? Where's the 4 hour level on pound? I know I had a 4 hour level on pound. So why is it not showing on the 15M? Do I have to draw it over? Trading view sometimes it's just weak. Like I don't understand. Okay, that's our target. So I think I might just switch my interest to pound. I think I might just switch my interest to pound actually. After this, if this 15-minute close can close like this, I have no clue what it is that's going on. It's supposed to be a bank holiday for pound, but anyway, it's probably the dollar that's wilding like this. Yep, it probably is the dollar that's wilding like this. And sometimes you think, should I go against my plan? Should I not? Remember those cells that I was talking about right there? Yeah, man, that's exactly what's going on. That means EU is probably flying. Yep, EU is in a good structure zone now in the 15-minute. If you bought anywhere in here, you're looking to take some profits, partials, or something in around that region. And DXY, what's DXY doing? Exactly as mentioned, that if we stay below this, we're gonna experience bearish pressure. AUD. And this is just confirming my theory, guys. My theory is that if one candle is bearish and breaks above a key level, I mean bullish and breaks above a key level, and it has decent momentum in it, then more often than not, the next candle is probably going to be bullish and will allow you to actually move your stops to break even. And we only trade into break even. That's all we really care about. If price hits your TP, price hits your TP. Charlie, hooray, whatever you want to say. Shout out to you, winner, winner, chicken dinner, whatever it is that you want to say. But At the end of the day, it's all about protecting capital. All about protecting capital. Look at this. I'm quite disappointed actually. Adjust my let me adjust my focus to GBP USD. I would like this candle to just close above these wicks. That will be amazing if we can do that. If we can close above these wicks, that'd be amazing. Now, at the same time, what you need to do is, if you are trading GBP USD with me, you need to remember that we are in a range. The reason why I'm taking this buy is because from previous evidence that I've gathered, I can see that GBP is really, really strong. And then USD or DXY, whatever you want to call it, the dollar, the US dollar is not that strong. So I'm seeing weakness in the dollar. I'm seeing strength in the pound. So I'm if we do get a break above this and this candle closes or we got a break, if this candle closes above this green line right here on the 15M, what we can then do is start looking for buys, looking at this level right here, these levels in the market just as barriers, but then looking at the high of the range on the 4H as a take profit option. Okay, that's what we're looking for. That's what we're looking for. That is exactly what we're looking for, guys. One more minute until the 15-minute closes. Just one more minute, man. One more minute. Just stay above. Just stay above. That's all I'm asking. Close above there. Close above. And we should then be good, man. Let me delete that. Let's see, man. Let's see. 14 seconds. 14 seconds. This is looking like a good momentum candle. Looking like momentum stepping into the market now. I don't like this weak rejection, but it's fine. It's fine. It is completely fine. Let's get a weak rejection. Come on. Come on. Now, what you can do is you can look at buying this thing up here if you want to, with a stop possibly below the 1 minute wick. But if we do get a wick, which I am looking for, let me add this right here. That's where price will turn bullish on the next candle. If price starts turn bullish on the next candle, you're looking to buy right here on these highs. That stop loss is wild. A 9 pip stop loss. That is quite wild. That's a wild stop loss, actually, guys. This is crazy. I can't do a 9 pip stop loss. I can't. I don't think I can do a 9 pip stop. I need this thing to come down, yes, and then create the wick, and then I can enter by the blue line, closer to the blue line, get a tighter stop loss. Now this 9 pip stop is still the safest one, because you can see on the 1M is below a key level that created this high, so the higher low that created this most recent high. Okay, boom, there we go. Now we're doing it. You can also see this is like a retest zone of, what level is this? 885. So let's go 890. 890. And then I think, what is this? 6. I think we can do like a 7 then. It's all about us to check in your range. What would this be? Nope, I didn't want to do that. What would this be? Okay, there's more than enough range. If we have a 7 pip deep, a 7 pip SL below this region here, which is quite safe, which is really conservative too. So you're hoping that price right now is in the create this week, then turn around and then come back. We can target these regions here for 1 to 3, but we knowing that we're going to break even here, probably taking off some profits right here. Let's see the way price reacts here. If price just busts through this and doesn't do anything, doesn't respect these areas, then well, there won't be any trade. Let me set this trade on my MT4 for now. If it takes out that SL, then that SL is kind of null and void. Okay, clearly null and void, guys. Null and void. Null and void. Let's wait. Now we need to wait and see how price actually plays out. Hopefully we get like a, what do you call those things, that 3 candlestick formation? It's the evening star, morning star, one of those stars, one of those type of star type pattern formation. And then I'm still considering this price to possibly continue higher. Eight pip stop loss. Will we have enough range into here? It does seem like we will probably just go for 1 to 2, just because the stop loss is so huge. Let's see. I just need this wick to start forming before I actually place this buy stop. If the wick doesn't start to form, so how do I know that the wick's going to start to form on the 1M? We'll see those, what do you call those things? Those star formation things, as I mentioned. Like a morning star or something. So I need this high of this last 1 minute candle to be taken out with a bullish candle, and once that happens, I can then start to look at placing the trade. Let me see. GBP USD. We have, oh mate, this thing is clearly just violating everything, because you don't want your stop loss to be just anywhere at a random area. Do you know what I mean? You need it to be below the wick, and this is getting out of hand now. the GBP USD is wilding out. What? It's wilding, actually. Nah, it's my eyes that pay. It's my eyes actually. AUD would have been stopped out at break even if you did take it. Double top. Boom, boom, boom. Yeah, no, welcome to trading, guys. Welcome to trading. I mean, if you really do want trades, you can always just go down to the 1 minute and find some trades if you really do. But we're sticking to the plan. We're sticking to the plan. I don't know. I think I'm gonna mention this as the channel grows. Would you guys like a strategy breakdown, or would you just like me to put that together and then start like a Telegram and have it more exclusive to people in the Telegram or in the Discord or whatever? I don't know. I don't even know what people use anymore. But I know a lot of people's been jumping on Discord because it's way more private. But let's first get this whole let's get this whole let's get this whole movement first going, and then from there, what we can then do is move forward and start growing. And once we do start growing, you can then start to see like where we want to go as a group. But I definitely do want to do back testing sessions. I do want to do like just growth. If we can do growth, we should be good. If this 4H closes like this with this much momentum, what we can then expect is a pullback and then continuation into these highs right here. Pullback and continuation into these highs. This is break even level on the 4H, but if we can get a pullback, and that will be amazing. That will be really, really, really amazing. So why is this not showing all of that? I don't understand. It's supposed to be kind of synced in. Is it the same thing? FXCM, FXCM. I don't know. Sometimes I just feel old AF, just trying to understand what exactly is going on. I'm quite disappointed in myself because I predicted this. Like I predicted it. I'm quite disappointed in the fact that I wasn't keeping more of an eye on this. But yeah, man. And I do still think that this 4H candle might close bearish. So yellow in this case. Wow, would you look at that? What are these black lines here? See, here's some things that I didn't even draw on this chart. I don't understand what's going on. This chart is clean. It's clean as day. Look at this. That's the way I'm looking at charts. I have no clue what these lines are right here. Cheapers. I wonder if I clear this, would it remove all? Okay, so it's just a side. So then why is it not syncing? That's my thing. Like, it's not supposed to like sync all drawings and shit. So I thought I had a trade on pound. Clearly. pound ain't feeling us. Look at that. Look at that, mate. Bloody hell. Even USD JPY too is just doing complete nulls. What? USD finally broke above this. We had a decent push higher, and I do still think we're gonna go into this region here. I really do. I hope that we can get a good 4H close. If we get a good 4H close or from this region with momentum, then I might stay on the live and then just watch this over the next 4H candle, hoping for a week here and then continuation. AUD USD 15 minute. So what you can see on the 15 minute is that we now finally ran into structure. If we break above here on the 15M. So let me clear this. Let me clear this view. Clear this view. I don't understand why these things are not like synced. Okay. So let me just actually let's make this a full screen. Let's jump down to the 15M. So structure within structure within structure, right? So what that means is that you're looking at higher time frame structure and you're looking at buys at certain levels. So because 4H on AUD is in a big ass consolidation, so you're expecting it to bounce from here and then bounce from there, right? Now this was a breakout, but then we broke back in. So what you're expecting now is for price to continue there. Now, how and where would you get in on buys? You can't just buy or from the fact that this is going up. Now you drop down to the 15-minute or even to lower time frames, and I guarantee you on the lower time frame you probably could have find that uh price broke bearish structure somewhere in and around here, right? But on the 15-minute time frame, this a small bit of a teaching on market structure. This right here is your last lower high that created this. So you can see it's a clean move down. This is the last pullback that created this. So what do you do now as a trader? You simply just wait for price to break above, retest, and then you take it out here. And that's where you know. So now you know, okay, you're putting things together, you're building confluence, you're saying, okay, 4H broke below this, we then broke back in. We're showing signs that the bearish pressure is now failing because now you can see that the bulls is holding price back within this range on the 4H, right? And you can see it with strong movement up, making higher highs, higher lows on the candlesticks. Then now you're coming down here, you're saying, okay, look, we're breaking highs, forming double tops. However, we're still in a bearish territory below this level. Once we break this level strongly and we come back to retest it or even to form a higher low somewhere here, what you can then expect for price to now do is continue higher because now the lower time frames is starting to match what you're seeing on the higher time frames. It's starting to match your perspective of, okay, price could now bounce from here and go to the ceiling of this specific range. You know what I mean? So that's something to take note of. Okay, but what I can see is that price is really stalling. Even after this strong push, price stalled in this region. So what you're gonna need is either for price to reject here, double top in a downtrend, or price to break above. I'd like price to break above, actually above, more than price just pulling back. And then USD JPY, lower high, lower low, lower high, potential of creating a lower low. But I'm just so done with USD JPY. Been waiting, bruh. I've been waiting. Look at this. We just engulfed one, two, three candles. Probably changing structure on the 1M. Strong. Let's do this. 1M. We took out that. We took out that. Now we're at the last level. And we'll see. I don't think I want to sell GBP USD really. I don't think I want to do that. I honestly don't. Just because of what I saw on GBP. Let me see. Okay. This morning GBP JPY has been falling. Let me check the rest. Euro. If this is going up. Okay, it does seem like GBP might be weakening actually. GBP is really weakening. Okay, there is a possibility that if we do break below that, that I might just sell, based on the fact that most most GBP pairs are weakening. Most GBP pairs are actually looking quite weak this morning. For some reason, okay, that was because I was looking at the charts yesterday and saying last week was really for the pound. So if we do get a break below this, a strong break below this, and then we get a candle wick rejection, there is a possibility where I'll take it into here or even into here. Because what you can also see building evidence on this, we had a push higher, right? Within came lower, so you expecting price to make a new high. However, what you can then see is price didn't even break this region, so that's indicating signs of weakness. And I should have been able to see that based on structure on the 15M. Then you can see that there's a level in the market that we failed to break below for quite some time. We then break below, we then get a continuation pullback, continuation, right? That's what I'm thinking. What is the XY doing? Okay, it's showing signs of at this key level right here. What is this? I think this is 4H. Is this old? This is some old ass. What is DXY doing, bruh? This is what DXY is doing, not that. I don't understand why it's doing that. Can I just sync, please? Just sync. Let me throw this on again. Let me throw this on again. Please just sync. I don't understand why it's not syncing. Let me actually throw this with this right here. I'm gonna change this to blue. There you go. Let me check the 15M. Yep. So there is a possibility of pushing higher now. We had this push. We're still bearish though, as I mentioned this morning. We are still quite bearish. Why is this still here, bruh? Oh, unless I'm wilding out. I'm actually wilding. This is the 4H. So you drop down to the 15 because I like the 15 to be on this side. Drop down to the 1M here. Taking out these things. Okay. Perfect. Go back down to, oh, there we go. Need to get that H2O in, guys. Get the H2O in. But on a serious note, though, what I was thinking, why is that traders as a whole always look to grow, but then you'll find normal people like normal people like traders ain't normal people, but you'll find people that doesn't trade look at you as like, why are you always reading that book, or why are you always doing this? You know what I mean? Like, why is it that like that people's uh, like a lot of people don't want to grow, and as a trader you need to grow as a person. You need to like really, is it psychoanalyze yourself to be better. Like, nobody else is gonna make you better in this industry besides you. And a lot of people will say you're not winning because of yourself, which is partly true, because any system could be a winner. Any system could be a winner. So yeah, man, like, just as traders, I think we should really just look into like look into why it is that we need to do so much. Is it the fact that like we formulate this type of patterns since we growing up, or like at a young age at least? What is it really like? Why do you have to go through this kind of metamorphosis as a person to become a good trader? Or that's me personally. Like, it took quite a long time for me just to realize that, look, stop looking at the monetary part of things and really fall in love with this thing. You know what I mean? Like, stop looking at what trading can give you, and then once you start doing that, you will then start to see, okay, focus on the skill, focus on what you're actually doing. And when you do that, that's when things start to change, because now you're looking at it as, look, I'm just trading. Even if it was just a game, you're just playing this game, you're trying to get to the next level. You know what I mean? Like, it's not it's not necessarily all about the money. Yes, the money is gonna be there when you do get it, so make sure that you actually get it. You know what I mean? I've realized that there's a lot of ways to scale up as a trader. There's a lot of ways to just get better. So just focus on the skill. That's it. And that's purely why I started this YouTube channel. It's more so to actually to to get across to like people like me who's been struggling, who's just not necessarily want to give up, but like who's in a frame of mind like, bruh, I've been doing this. I don't understand why it's not clicking. You know what I mean? But trading is something that even if it doesn't click, guys, like, just don't stop it. Don't stop. You don't have to trade with your own money. You don't have to do none of that. Just continue growing the skill. Continue watching the charts after work. Continue watching the charts. If you're not at work, while you can, watch the charts. Form some patterns. Form good, outside of watching the charts, form some good habits in terms of training, good eating, start fasting. Form habits that will implement discipline into your life, because that will help you tremendously in terms of becoming a better trader. Why? Because you need discipline. You need discipline to basically be better at this. You need discipline in the fact when you have taken two trades and you have won two trades, to then walk away because your trading plan says two trades a day. Or you need discipline to say, if your trading plan say take one trade a day and you've lost that trade, walk away even though your best setup is appearing in front of you. You lost the trade, you didn't wait for your best setup to come, so that's your fault. Walk away. You know what I mean? Like, it's it's really just something that you need to, like, you as a person need to start looking into. So yeah, yeah, man. Let me take myself off the screen and just put the charts there. I'm keeping an eye on GBP USD. Hopefully we can get a break below this key level, and then from there we can then take a look into selling it. Yeah, then we can take a look into selling this pair. Hopefully we can extract something out of the market today. If we can do that, that will be really, really good. That will be extremely good if we can just extract some returns out of the market. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Tumble, tumble, man. This thing just needs to tumble. Guys, I'm really gonna try to stream every day of this month coming. Whether it be Saturday, Sunday, I'm going to try to stream every single day of this month. So anybody watching this back, hold me to that. Hold me to that. Actually, that will be something good if somebody can just hold me to streaming every day of this month. Actually, for the next, okay, I can't say for the next 3 months let me stream every day, because I can't necessarily say that I can do that. But what I can say is I'm definitely, definitely gonna be streaming every day of this month. We'll see at the end of June, but I'm going to have to put in like Monday through Friday streams, trading live July, but I can't necessarily say over the weekend if I'm going to be streaming. And over the weekend, I can't necessarily also say that it's going to be from 8:30 or 8 o'clock South African time to about 10, 11 o'clock. It's probably going to be earlier because it is the weekend and you have a lot of things to do. So I'm probably going to be jumping on much, much earlier doing back testing with you guys if you guys want to do that. Yeah, man. That's what we will be looking at. That's what we will be looking at. Hopefully, hopefully that will work out really, really good for us. Hopefully it will really work out good for us, and we'll see how it goes, man. We'll see how it goes. Pound is failing to break below. Pound is failing to break below, so we're creating this weak rejection. So it's an attempt to go lower. That's all it is. It's an attempt to go lower. Let's see, man. Let's see. What's going on? USD, JPY, the pair that has been taking me for a ride this morning. Looking like we're coming back to retest this. That's what it's looking like. Structures forming. Do we get a sell signal here after 15 minutes? Who knows? Check AUD USD. AUD USD might actually break to the upside. Euro USD. Right now you have GBP USD at a key level. We could do something. If we break below, we're looking for sells. If we reject, what I will then say is that this is kind of a move where, let me explain this like this. So you have this right here. You have structure forming. Okay, we pull back. We do this, right? We then pull back. What do you expect now? You expect a lower load to be created, right? What I can see now is rejection. If we get another rejection, what I will then expect is for price, because now what we're doing, we're showing that there's a possibility that bulls might step into the market. Why? Because we are failing to go lower. And this is kind of like a fail to break. We're failing to break this. So now there's a possibility that we could, if we can break above this region here, so that shows bullish intent. What you can then see in the next following 15-minute candle is taking it up to here and hoping that we get break even here and then taking it up. Okay, that's all I can say about that. Let me see. Okay, yeah, this is simple break and retest, breaking this key level that I put there, breaking that key level, retesting it, and then possibly going down. Euro USD, nothing significant there. I can't do anything on Euro USD. I don't see anything specific. uh USD Chief, surprisingly, it's going down, man. It's probably this key level, so you can see we didn't really break above it. We broke above, but then what happened was price, as you can see, price pushed at one point. Price was completely bullish in here. The base then came in, failing to break above. Now you're showing bearish signs, so there is a possibility that price can go down. Okay, AUD USD. I'm obviously, because of what it seems to be a US dollar weakness, I'm expecting this thing to continue higher. If we get a break above this thing, you get a next candle pulling back. You can then start to look for buys. Possible lower high formation here on the 15 m even. And then I'm not really looking at these pairs consolidation. Oh, we're actually really falling on pound JPY. Eh? I'm surprised that GBP USD is not falling. Then the only reason why GBP USD is not falling is because of the dollar strength. But then pound is quite weak. I mean the dollar weakness, but then pound's quite weak. So I would say we should stay away from this pair just because of them both being weak. Do you know what I mean? So both these currencies right here, the dollar is weak, but then the pound is also weak. So what you want to find is something where the dollar is weak, but the other currency is starting to get strong. Sorry about that. So what you can see is, I think AUD is probably that currency. AUD is starting to get some bullishness going there. So I think AUD USD might be the one where you're looking at bullish pressure from AUD and then bearish pressure from USD. It might be the one. So we'll just keep an eye on that. We'll keep an eye out. So all of this, I need the next 15-minute candle to then do something. Guys, what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna mute the mic for a bit. I need the toilet. I'm gonna get me some coffee and then I'll be back. I should be back before the next 15-minute candle, okay? We're back, baby. We're back, we're back, we're back. Okay, so as I mentioned, pound is quite weak, so you don't want to be really going in there. So right now, what are we looking at? What are we looking at? I would like to see momentum somewhere. Give me momentum from somewhere. Like, bruh, what is what is the dollar doing, man? What is the dollar doing? Let's see. Okay. Bearish below here. We then push up. Fail to make a new low. We go above this high. We go higher. I think we can target these highs right here. If the dollar is going up, then that means pound should go down. Euro USD should go down. USD CHF should then go up, right? USD JPY should then continue up if I'm correct. AUD USD should then see weakness from here. This is if the dollar is going up. However, just keep in mind that AUD right now is quite strong, coming off from a week from last week, and then like just getting quite strong. That's on a Monday. That is, it could be setting up for a weaker end of the week. Then that's what I would think. Uh, yeah. So this could AUD could be doing a decent pullback for then something to happen in later on in the week. Like I'm talking about bigger moves from high time frame perspectives. uh USD CAD is just complete trash right now. GBP JPY or Euro JPY still ranging on the 15M. GBP JPY is continuing lower, so I'm going with this bearish weakness or pound weakness, and I'm looking for sells. I'm looking for sells in the next 15M candle. If we can close below this, I'm looking for sells. I'm looking for sells. I'm going in on looking for sells, guys. Hopefully we can close below this key level on the 15M time frame. If we can close below this key level, then we should then be good, okay? For looking for that sells. If we don't, it's just another fail to break. Now you need to wait for the next 15M candle on this, because now you can see failure to break, failure to break. But then at the same time, to me, the more touches the level has, the weaker it gets. So I don't know if you can consider that a touch, but this is, yeah, yeah, man. I know that if we get a bullish candle off from this, there's a possibility that we're gonna go into this level. However, buying GBP USD right now is a tough situation because of price being so bearish on every other GBP pair, and then also the dollar picking up strength now. Technically, the dollar is stuck in between these two. I don't know if you want to say it's a range, but we're not making any lows and we're not making any highs, which is the problem that I'm having right now. It's a very quiet day for me in the markets. Very, very quiet. But it's fine. It's fine. The days will come, the weeks will come where we chilling, man. You know what I mean? Yeah, no, guys, like this is what trading's about, man. This is really what trading's about. Just waiting. Like there's no way we could have bought this. Why? Look at this. Would you buy these wicks? I would never buy these wicks. I need a clean break above. This is a break above, but it's look at this wick. It's just showing like price pushed once and then we closed 50% lower. So the body to wick ratio here is 50%. That's not strong enough for me. It's not a strong enough breakout. So yes, sir. Let's wait. Let's wait, man. Let's wait. Let's wait and watch. Wow, we on. I don't want nothing to do with pound. I want nothing to do with USD JPY. Even though I know this thing is really looking like it's gonna go down there, but fuck this beer actually. Sorry for my language, guys. But damn, like this beer's been taking me through so much this morning. I set a sell stop, set a buy stop doesn't trigger me in, set a sell stop doesn't meet my rules, so I need to delete. So like, yeah, let me just call it a day with that pair for now, at least for now, and keep an eye on these cells that could come into play. Guys, I don't know how much of you actually read what's that guy's name? Mark Douglas's book. Not the Disciplined Trader, the other one. What's the other book's name? Uh, I'm not too sure what it is. I can't remember. Uh, but that book is quite dope. If you haven't read it, give it a read. It's important. It's so important to trading to actually read that book. What I'm reading right now is I think it's called Playbook by I'm not too sure what's the guy's name, but it seems like quite a good book. Seems the Playbook seems like quite it seems like a really really good book. So give it a read, guys. And then after that, so for the month of July I'll be reading The Complete Trader by Mark Douglas. I think it's important to stay clued up and to continuously educate yourself, growing yourself as a trader. Now you don't have to adjust your strategy per se, but I would have to say like you have to adjust your mindset and you have to keep on growing as a person in trading. You can't stay on one place. I mean, if I look at Q Banks, for instance, I don't think that guy has adjusted his strategy too much over the past 3 4 years. When he got his strategy, he stick to it. Like he stick to that thing. He hasn't changed it. Not that I know of what exactly his strategy is, but like I don't know if I had the opportunity to ask him how much things has he added to his strategy over the past 4 5 years. I'd think he'd probably say not too much, just because once you find something that works, just optimize it. That's it. Optimize the thing that works for you, and then from there, just let the money flow, man. Let the money flow. I just think a lot of people are a lot of people actually put too much emphasis or emphasis on strategy. It's not that deep, man. It's not that deep. Strategy is the it's once you have it and you know your numbers, adjust your risk and take every trade that comes your way. That's it. And then enforce discipline onto your daily routine, onto your daily trading. Know that when you take 2 losses or when you take a loss, you walk away. Know that when you take 3 losses, you drop your risk. so that you can stay in the game. Trading is all about staying in the game, man. Staying in the game. That's all that it's about. If you can stay in the game, you can make money long term. Guaranteed. Guaranteed, as Charles Barkley would say. No trades as of yet for this session. It's a bit tricky actually. It's a bit tricky. Do you understand? What is JP? What's going on with JPY? Is JPY getting stronger? Is it getting weaker? Let me see. And why you getting stronger now? It has to. Yep. Okay, it does seem like it's starting to get way stronger than what it was last week. So there you go. You have that. This range, once this range breaks, there might be money on the floor. So the reason why USD JPY is tumbling like that is not because of USD, it's more because of JPY gaining strength. Because look at USD CHF. Okay. This might be a bit of a tricky one. Why is pound is that weak? If I think pound JPY is probably the best one. But this thing has been tumbling for so long actually. Let me see. How far is it? Okay, there's still some space. I should have taken a note of this pair earlier when we broke out. Right there. Okay, there's still some space. Now, I'm not too sure. Do I wait for the next 4H candle? Because you can see this is momentum. We can move down all the way down to here, or even just to get a retest of this level on the 4H. You don't want to sell in the push phase. However, what you want to do is take advantage of one 15-minute candle. So I think pound JPY might be on my list for the next 4-hour candle, when the next 4-hour candle opens, because I would expect the next 4-hour candle to do something like this. Create a wick, right? I'm expecting it to create a wick and then thereafter start coming down into these regions, right? At least to come retest this. So in New York, start of New York, what I'm expecting is obviously this is gonna close bearish, right? If it does close bearish in the next 18 minutes, what I'm expecting is the next candle to form a wick and then the 4-hour to then start to go bearish. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna take advantage of one 4-hour candle, but at the same time we're gonna be taking advantage of one 15-minute candle to get to break even. So that's the combination of things, because we're entering on the 1 minute combined with the 15 minute. What we will then be doing is taking advantage of 115M candle to get to break even. But then what we're gonna do is try to ride the shit out of the next 4 hour candle on GBP JPY. Okay, I don't know if I'm gonna be live at that point. I was thinking of ending the live at 11 o'clock. So when this 4 hour candle closes, I will be ending the live. And then I will be keeping an eye on GBP JPY specifically because I don't like GBP USD that much. I can see weakness coming in, but because of what's going on with the dollar, and there's no clarity in this movement of the dollar. There's no clarity at all. So I can't. Looking at Euro USD, look at this nutsack. Looking at USD JPY, that's a bit of a conundrum because of JPY. Looking at USD Chief, we're rejecting this key level. What does that mean? Rejecting the key level, we could go down, could continue our movement down. Okay. Look at the 4H push, failure to hold above. So we could go down. We could, yeah, we definitely could go down. AUD USD looking like it's probably gonna go up. So I don't understand because GBP USD is supposed to go up according to DXY, but then there's so much weakness in the pound that it's breaking these lows and forming these new lows, right? But I can't trade like that. I can't trade with GBP weakness and dollar weakness. It doesn't make sense. So I'd rather trade with GBP weakness and then JPY strength because all of the JPYs are showing strength at this current moment. Look at that. Okay, that's AUD strength though. That's a bit of a range. Let me see. I need more. Look at that. And then look at this too. Like, look at what it's doing. It's forming lows, lower lows, lower highs. So yeah, guys, like yeah, man. Just keep an eye on GBP JPY. We're coming to the end of our session soon. Hopefully what can happen is we can see no, we finally got a break below this. Now this, if you take GBP USD in its own like on its own merit, what you will then do is just kind of drop that there. So that's where price will then turn bearish, right? That's where price will turn bearish. And as you can see, price is starting to turn bearish. What you will then do is hopefully wait for price to start doing that to then go up to say we're gonna form a wick, right? You drop that right there at the lows of the previous candle, pull this up. I would like it above there, so you go for 6 pips and then you can pull this down all the way till here. I think that's what I think. Now at the same time, you need to be aware of where you are in the 4H candle. You're in the last 15 minutes of the 4H candle, which is a bit of a problem to me. I hate taking trades in the last bit of the 4H candle because if this 4H is strong bearish, what you will then expect is for the next candle to then come up and then possibly form a wick and then continue down. That's what you will expect. But this is not a bad trade at all. I'm just not willing to take it based on the dollar. I don't know what the dollar is doing. If I have to be honest with you, I don't know what the dollar is doing. But we'll watch it. I'll watch it. I'll watch it as I mentioned. So we triggered now. Triggered into the trade. At 1 to 1 you go break even. And this is what the whole strategy is. It's like break a key level with a strong what's the name, with a strong candle, either bullish or bearish. You're expecting the next candle to be bullish or bearish. If this 1M closes like this, you adjust your stop loss to half to save the rest before you hold, as I mentioned. So you're looking for 6 pips. You're simply just looking for 6 pips. Rest before you hold, guys. Just remember that. Risk before you hold. I'm adjusting. If I was in this trade, I would adjust my stop loss to half now. That means it's 0.5% or 0.25, depending on how much you risk. If we hit this level here, that means you go in for break even, because we just did 1%, so you'll be break even. Or you would have broke even at least. The strategy is all about taking advantage of momentum. That's all it is. You're just taking advantage of 15M momentum and then also 4H momentum. And that's why I'm keeping an eye on this specific pair, hoping that the next 4H will create a wick, a pullback, possibly into this region here if we can. Or pull back into this region to get a retest on the 15-minute. Or you can say double top if you want to call this a retest already. If you want to call that, then you can say that. Get a pullback. And then start entering on 15M momentum. Okay. So that's what we will be looking for. Let's check how this is doing. So this is already at 0.5%. I'm not too sure if it would have been at break even. I don't think it's break even, but you're only risking half of what you entered with at this point. And I honestly don't care if I get stopped out. Okay, I'm not in the trade, first of all. But I'm just speaking about how I would manage it. Like if I was in the trade. Looking at this right here, it's looking like a bit of a problem. But yeah, man. And at the same time, the reason why I didn't like this trade, because if you look at the 15M, although you're saying, look, breakout, the next candle is more than likely going to be a bearish candle, right? This should have first of all gotten you break even if you entered here after this wick, which was quite tough because that wick was real quick. But like if you look at it, look at this push phase. Look at the push phase. You like the way the push phase looks. The way this looks, it looks like it's been pushing for quite a while. Like there's quite a bit of downtrending candles, right? So you don't necessarily want to be entering on a push phase that has pushed that much already. Hence me waiting for GBP JPY to pull back, because look at this. I don't know when this lower low is just gonna stop and create a lower high. Why would you want to enter like that? You don't want to be entering when prices already created a lower low. You know what I mean? So yeah, man, like just be aware of these things when looking at the market. Yeah, let's hope we get a pullback in the next 4H. And then from there what we can then do is take it down. Okay, we can then start to look at selling GBP JPY, because that's what I'll be looking at doing, because I can see JPY start gaining strength. I can see USD start, and then obviously what you can also see is GBP is losing strength. So GBP weak, JPY slightly stronger than that too. So you're looking for a pullback, and then what you're looking for after that is quite simple: continuation, pullback, continuation, mate. Pullback, continuation. Look at this trash. Let me go back to one screen for now, because we don't have any. But look at this though, bro. Look at this. Oh, I'm on the 1 minute. In all honesty, I don't know how I didn't see this right here this morning when I got to the charts. To be fair, this is when I got to the charts. We failed to break up below this, and we got a strong movement down. Got a pull back into that region. Push. Okay. Righto. USD CHF. Possibility of going down. Double top in downtrend. Is it really a downtrend though? I don't think it's a downtrend. On the 15M, this right here, even though we did this, we took out this and made a new low. This, okay, this should be your target, because this right here on the 15 minute is holding structure as bullish. This is not a trend line, guys. That's just showing that price was on the 4H moving higher. Okay, but then now if you look at the 4H now, what you can then see, I expected this to close with momentum. You can see now, okay, price is failing to actually go higher. So it's very telling as to like possible USD weakness. Possible USD weakness. That's why I don't understand why this is breaking lower. So that just means that pound is so weak compared to like the actual weakness of the dollar. Hopefully we can get a pullback. Where's that? We get a pullback into that region, we can then take it lower or even further lower, but hopefully like into some of these regions here. See these or these. If we can do that, that should then be really good. That should be a decent move. Okay guys, I think we're coming to the end of the session. Unfortunately, we didn't get any trades today. I'm looking forward to GBP JPY actually forming. Hopefully it forms while I'm doing my backtesting session later on. I'm probably gonna do my backtesting session. It's about to be 11 o'clock, probably from like 1 to 4, 4:30. So from 1 o'clock, so in 2 hours time, I'm gonna start my backtesting session, and then I'm gonna be backtesting I think GBP USD. I have about, let me see, how much pairs do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So no, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8. And I want to be back testing the specific strategy across eight pairs. Back testing the specific strategy across 8 pairs, 100 trades. How much is that? I don't know. Probably like 12 some. 12 trades each pair. So if I can do like EU today. Maybe do EU for the month of May, the whole month of May, run through. So we're doing 4H 15 minute and then 1M entries, okay? So that's gonna be the strategy. That's what I'm gonna be backtesting with you guys. So we'll see how that goes later on. But for now, guys, just remember, let's keep an eye on GBP JPY to see if we can find an entry in the next 4H candle, okay? When the next 4H candle opens, let's see if we can create that wick. And then on the 15M, obviously, that's going to be a pullback to then come down into these regions here. So if we can come down into these regions, we should then be good. Should be really, really good. So yeah, enjoy the rest of the trading session, guys. Enjoy the rest of the day. I'll see you guys in about 2 hours to do the back testing session, okay?